This Fox News alert. It is an historic week. President Biden's bid for a second term on the line. The chorus of lawmakers, political analysts, and voters from the president's own party growing louder. They want the 81-year-old to step aside. The president saying, no way. It is the most crucial week of his political career. But not one public event on his schedule today. This is the Faulkner Focus. I'm Dagan McDowell in for Harris. No official events, but he did call into MSNBC just last hour to hammer this point home.
The bottom line here is that we're not going anywhere. I am not going anywhere. I wouldn't be running if I didn't absolutely believe that I am the best candidate to beat Donald Trump in 2024. We had a Democratic nominating process where the voters spoke clearly. I won 14 million of those votes, et cetera. So I just want, I'm not only believe that from the beginning, but I wanted to reassert it and demonstrate that it's true. And I'm going to be doing that all through this week and from here on.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It is a new day. We thank the good Lord it's a new day. Thank God it is a new day. So good to see you. What do we have here? President Joe Biden remaining defiant. I am not going anywhere. I am not leaving. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Senior House Democrats now calling on the president to step aside. Committee ranking members Jerry Nadler, Adam Smith, Mark Takano, and Joe Morrell are reportedly among them. President Biden also using a letter to push back this morning. He wrote to congressional Democrats, quote, I want you to know that despite all the speculation in the press and elsewhere, I am firmly committed to staying in this race, to running this race to the end, and to beating Donald Trump.
When your goal is just to beat Donald Trump, we have bigger problems than just beating Donald Trump. You are not talking to the American people. I think that's a problem. Your goal should not just to beat Donald Trump. And when I hear that, I get a little confused. You should be speaking to the American people. What you want to make better. What wrongs you want to right. Right? Not beat Donald Trump. That's that just sounds a little lame.
Those typical Biden gaffes like this from yesterday cannot be helping his case.
Even when I was running for Senate, and each time I ran, quite frankly, not a joke, Philadelphia in particular got me across the line. No, I'm not joking. No, I mean it seriously. Organizationally and in terms of fundraising, the whole deal. But look, here's the deal.
A searing New York Post cover, another one.
Look at this for a second. Come on, guys. Come on, man. All right.
This morning, time to go, Joe. Some of the Democrat Party are vocally standing by their man.
President Biden can clearly defeat Donald Trump, the most dangerous president in the history of this country. And the choice is quite clear.
Will you cut it out? Come on now. President Trump's economy, President Trump's country was way better than Biden's country and Biden's economy. What is he talking about? These guys keep talking and saying the same thing with the hopes that people would just buy into what they're saying. We can see. You don't have to tell us. You don't have to say anything. We could make the comparisons and check out the contrast, and we can see. They keep saying these things, and people are wiser and more mature and smarter than all these stuff they keep spitting out. How can you tell me? I want to ask Bernie Sanders. I asked in one of my prior videos as well, too. Bernie, if, or Sir Bernie, Sir Bernie, because, you know, he's up there too. If you had a choice between President Trump and President Biden, if President Trump and President Biden were the only two pilots left in this whole world to fly your plane, who would you pick to fly your plane? Let that sink in, Bernie. Sir Bernie.
The only thing that I'm asking everyone to do is to unite around the ticket. The ticket at this point in time is Biden and Harris.
Joe Biden is the right Democrat right now in this cycle, and he's going to win.
He's good. I mean, I can't fault people trying to stand behind, and, you know, we're a family. We're going to, no matter what, we're going to stay behind our person. But if your person is not doing right by the people, something is wrong, right? We can't be lying to ourselves. Somebody's got to be mature. Somebody's got to stand up and correct the problem. We can't keep gathering around someone who cannot do the job. Joe Biden is a decent man, but is past his prime right now. Even Joe doesn't trust Joe. That's the reality. His actions are speaking that. So I'm not sure why they're trying to force him, and this is the same problem. They keep forcing him to do this because, honestly, I don't think Joe Biden even wanted to do this in the first place. I think he was forced into it. And then somehow he gave into it. But I think enough. We've had enough of this, you know, standing behind Joe. I mean, again, I'll say it. If Joe and his administration had done a good job, this wouldn't even be a conversation. Because it wouldn't even matter if you were old or not. Everybody would gather around Joe. If the economy was doing well, the border was right, the crime was down, economy doing well, Americans feeling, you know, being taken care of, and so on, it wouldn't even matter. The only reason it matters is not only because Joe is older. That's not even the problem. Because he hasn't done a good job.
Senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy with
Peter
a
Doocy.
whole lot to unpack. Hey, Peter.
Dagan, you guys just played a clip of that phone interview the president did this morning. At one point towards the end, you could hear him leafing through pages of something, and then he said, I'm reading from a list of things that Trump has said. But in that interview, he said he is not going anywhere, even though a Biden White House official is now telling the New York Times he really should. Part of the article says, after watching Mr. Biden in private, in public, and while traveling with him, the official said they no longer believed the president had what it took to campaign in a vigorous way and defeat Donald J. Trump. The official, who insisted on anonymity in order to continue serving, said Mr. Biden had steadily showed more signs of his age in recent months, including speaking more slowly, haltingly, and quietly, as well as appearing more fatigued in private. And the leaks coming out of this previously leak-proof White House are coming quick. A former advanced staffer released to Axios essentially a picture book showing President Biden how to get to a podium and how to exit a stage. Trump's advanced director says they never did that for him.
What?
Some Democratic operatives say it's actually pretty common in D.C. Something not common, though. Biden's team sending questions to somebody interviewing him.
I put up that video, and I'll put the link up here as well. Talk to that regard. And from what I understand, I'm not sure if they're going to talk about it. That lady who spoke up, is now fired from her job for revealing the fact that they get the questions. They know what questions Biden is going to be asked before he's asked those questions. In other words, you get a preview to the questions. Is that even allowed? Why is that happening?
Were those questions given to you by the White House, or did you have, or the campaign, or did you have to submit questions ahead of this interview?
The questions were sent to me for approval. I approved them.
Okay, so the White House sent the questions to you ahead of the interview.
Yes.
Okay.
I got several questions, 8 of them, and the 4 that were chosen were the ones that I approved.
This is what we've got from officials in Wilmington. While the campaign insists that this is not at all an uncommon practice, a source familiar with the Biden booking operation tells Fox that they will refrain from offering suggested questions. Over the weekend, that radio host and her station in Philadelphia mutually parted ways. Apparently, the man.
There you go. Can you believe that? And you want us to get behind your administration? She revealed what's going on, and the way she gets rewarded is by getting fired. What country are we living in? This is terrible. Could you imagine getting fired in this economy, Biden's economy, that's not doing so well? Because you are telling the truth. Things have to change.
Management did not like that during a presidential interview, the president's campaign was dictating what could be asked. Dagan.
Peter Doocy, thank you so much for that. Let us start with the Axios report that Peter just talked about. It includes the big font and lots of photos included in a template showing how staffers could prepare to guide Joe Biden exactly where he needs to go at events. Tammy Bruce, Fox News contributor. Oh, this is perfectly normal.
Yeah, totally. And it's been so normal. We've seen it from the beginning. This is not new. We've seen, little pictures of him with cards in his hands about who to call on, what the question will be. The question setups are not new. It's been a joke that he says, well, who am I supposed to call on? Or they're not going to let me call on you, or I'm not supposed. Oh, it's been indicated from during the campaign. And so this isn't new. The difference is the media is acknowledging it. And now they're just, they're judging it. And, oh, my God, isn't this awful? I think why the Bidens are digging in, perhaps why they should, is that this was the arrangement. This was the deal, that we're going to protect you. And they know that he wasn't capable, that we'll get you through this. We've got to beat Trump. And people know you. It's been 50 years. You're the only one who can do it because we can shape it. Don't worry, we've got your back. And then suddenly they don't have his back. And they don't have his back because they failed at kneecapping Donald Trump, which was the other piece of how he would win again. And this is the group that talks about democracy being in danger. Indeed. Now that it has failed, their little scheme failed to get rid of Trump, they now are throwing this couple and that family under the bus that they knew, and they were going to be fine, and their reputations are destroyed. And now they're saying, I won the primaries. He did. The only way to remove him would be through the 25th Amendment, which would then require more scrutiny. And so now we're looking at people bullying this guy to abandon his post, effectively destroying the nature of the cohesion in the party and in the country itself for the world to watch. That's the Democratic Party. That's the failure in this country. And that's why it doesn't matter who the nominee is. That's the problem we've been facing in this nation.
Good analysis, Tammy. I mean, there's nothing else to say after that. So true. I agree.
Well, you mentioned the people who stood by, and I'll get to that, because his message, the way I read it, the letter, and what he's saying, the defiance is, you knew this was going on all along.
Right.
And now you turn?
Yes, exactly.
Right. So it's not just those Capitol Hill Democrats who want to see Biden step aside. Several Hollywood moguls want to see him replaced, including the co-founder of Netflix, movie mogul Jeffrey Katzenberg, who has been stage crafting and managing his campaign, Barry Diller, and Diller's wife, Dionne von Furstenberg. And we also have polling guru Nate Silver posting, I wimped out in today's column and deleted a line saying he should formulate a plan to transition the presidency to Harris within 30 to 60 days. But I'm there now. Something is clearly wrong here. The most generous way to put it is that
something is definitely wrong. And I'm not sure. I can't put my, say exactly, because they don't even come out and tell us what's going on anyway. That's how, in my opinion, how the Democratic Party operates. So they make it so challenging to even help them, even if you wanted to help them, but they're not so open, and they so, cryptic and shady. So you just never know what's going on, and you can't really help them. Now they need help, but you can't help them because they don't even know what. You don't know how to help them. This is really crazy. This is crazy.
He doesn't seem in command. And he also said this.
He hasn't come to grips with it. He's not winning this race. He's more likely, if you just look at the data and talk to people around the country, political people around the country, it's more likely that he'll lose by a landslide.
You know what would be really crazy? If Joe Biden, as it stands, forces his way, as he's doing, remains defiant, goes all the way, and loses. That's going to be a big hit. Except there's something we don't know. Except he knows he's going to win somehow that we don't know about. But I'm just, at this point, honestly, just for the sake of independents like myself that are trying so hard, waiting so hard to make decisions, because we like to see what the Democratic Party has. It's just making it harder for us. Because I have no choice but to just sway the other way automatically. Because there's no way, seeing Joe Biden the way he is, there is no way as an independent I'm voting for him. There is no way. It's impossible. Impossible can't. Impossible can't. Impossible plus cannot. Impossible can't.
That was, of course, David Axelrod, former top Obama strategist. He also posted in reaction to the ABC interview that Joe Biden did that aired on Friday night. This was a piece on CNN, Denial, Delusion, Defiance. And let's just stand right there for a second. But my read on this was from Joe Biden, you have known all along, and don't you dare turn on me now.
Well, there you have it. I'll throw up the link, and we can see the whole thing if you wanted to, because it goes a little longer for that, and I don't want to spend too much time on that at this point, but we get the point. Basically, bottom line, President Biden has come out to say he is not leaving. He's going to remain the nominee for the Democratic Party, and is going to go all the way. Is that a good idea? Or is it not? All I know is, as an independent, I was only just waiting to see what the Democratic Party does. Now that it appears that I see what direction they're going, I have to look out for myself and make up my own decisions. But I am saying right here and now, there is no way I am comfortable to get behind President Biden. Too much at stake. It's too delicate. People's lives are at stake. Nationally, domestically, and internationally. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Please put in the comment section below. Joe Biden says he is not leaving. A side of me doesn't totally believe him, because they could just flip this whole script in a second, matter of seconds. So I'm still not totally buying that, because I feel like there's just too much disarray in the Democratic Party. There's too much chaos right now. People are not on the same page. They're not aligned. Some want him to stay. Some want him to leave. So there's just too much going on in the party right now. But we'll wait and see. Please put in the comment section below what you think. Let us know. Let's have the discussion. Should Joe Biden leave or should he stay? And if he leaves, who is your recommendation best suited to replace him? Let us know in the comment section as well. Thanks for stopping by. We're about to wrap this up. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll be coming back with more pieces. Just like to remind ourselves why we do this. We do this to have fun in a healthy fashion as we spread positivity into this chaotic world. Me, you, us, doing it together. And more importantly, we like to remind ourselves that we always remember that we got one life with many seasons. So let's make the best of it. God bless you, and I'll see you soon. You take care now. Bye-bye.